but these are the kind of notes that you will prepare in round 1 while you are studying on your own. And finally, after 30 days, you realize कि geography रे एपटे मोर दीटा units सरीगलेनी, polity रे एपटे मोर maybe 10 or 15 units from syllabus have, I've just finished them just like that. Aspects of Indian society, this is secularism, this is communalism, this is caste system, this is urbanization. जहाँ भी notes ମୁଁ ସେଠି ଲେଖିଛି ତାର just micro version compressed in a very small space. Okay, this is a very, again, advanced technique of making a synopsis, making notes. Stage 5 is, of course, the IAS OAS lab. If you have already put your 1 foot inside the holy PDF, then this is where you have to work on yourself to work for the nation. Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. ମୁଁ ଯେବେ ବି ଲାଷ୍ଟ କେତେଟା ଭିଡ଼ିଓସ୍ ଏଣ୍ଡ କରେ ମୁଁ ସବୁବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ଓପନ୍ ଏଣ୍ଡେଡ୍ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ୍ ରଖିଥାଏ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ. I asked you to always tell me what kind of videos do you want next. And there are three responses in particular that I would like to highlight. One, sir ଆମକୁ କୁହନ୍ତୁ note making କେମିତି ହବ. Number two, a strategy for a beginner. And number three, how to cover or tackle any optional. Optional I'll cover in another video. But through this video, I'll take you through two aspects. One, what if you are starting right now, or what if you are a beginner? And two, some aspects of note making that can be handy or helpful for both beginners and veterans. ଯୋଉମାନେ next year target କରୁଛନ୍ତି ସେମାନେ ବି and ଯୋଉମାନେ ଏଇ ବର୍ଷ exam ଦେଉଛନ୍ତି ତାଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ବି. So first, number one, which thing which you have to do, of course, it's the syllabus. ତାର print out, ତାକୁ ମନେ ରଖିବା. It will take some time to understand and memorize and internalize the syllabus. So that is something that will come with time. But your first job is to take the printout and stick it in some sort of notice board or your wall or your almiras or wherever. Okay. So I'll tell you the strategy, the note making part, and some insights on answer writing as well. This is your evidence-based guide to crack OPSC OCS. Okay. So let's move to phase 1. So since next year's exam is being aligned with UPSC's calendar, so you can expect कि आर वर्ष exam OPSC ର prelims exam हब somewhere around May end or June beginning रे. And so since tomorrow is June 1, ଆମ ପାଖରେ ଠିକ୍ 12 months ଅଛି to start preparing, to get our basics done, to get our higher enrichment done, and be mains ready before December, January. Focus on prelims between Feb and May, and then go for a final lap between June and August. Okay, June or September, whatever. So phase 1 is the first 5 months. The first 5 months you are supposed to create your foundational content base. And by foundational content, I mean, 1 to 2 readings of NCRTs and standard sources. Standard sources, Supra, I have made a complete video. Do check its link in the description. ସେଥିରେ ମୁଁ ସବୁ ବହିର କ'ଣ ସବୁ subjects or standard sources I have told you, the advanced sources. But NCRTs is your base. ଆମେ ଆମ preparation ରେ wherever we are starting from, now that government has increased the age limit to 42 for all government exams. So some of us are in the early 30s, some of us maybe in early 40s, some of us maybe just about graduating. Whatever it is, ଟିକେ school ପାଠ ସାଙ୍ଗରେ touch ତ ଛାଡ଼ି ଯାଇଛି, and basics build କରିବା ପାଇଁ these NCRTs standard 6 to 12 are a gold mine. You can again connect with the basics and move towards the advanced theories from these basics. So 1 to 2 readings of NCRTs and standard sources during this phase, along with some handwritten notes. And it's not just handwritten, it could be handwritten, it could be typed, it could be a hybrid model of some aspects handwritten, some aspects typed, whatever suits you. Some of you may be tech freaks, so may have some tablets, some tabs, and some of you may be traditional in that manner and may stick to pen copy. Doesn't matter. Notes are notes. They are made for you. Only you can understand them. Only you can decode them. So I'll show you every stage ର notes ମୁଁ ଆପଣମାନଙ୍କୁ ଦେଖେଇବି how to make them. So let me start with this stage number 1's notes. So these are some notes that I had prepared when I started reading Indian polity. This is Indian Constitution. So polity ro beginning chapters Lakshmikant ହେଇଗଲା NCERT ର ଯୋଉ 12th class ର NCERT. So ସେ ସବୁ ମିଶେଇକି when I was studying. So this is the Indian Constitution notes. What is constitutionalism? What is constitutionalism? What are the historical underpinnings? All the acts, the definition, the legal sanctity. Is India a federal sui generis, which we like to call it, a quasi-federal nation? Then what are the amendment types? What is unitary bias? What are the extraordinary situations where ମାନେ ଏବେ ମୁଁ again ଯଦି topic wise ଯଦି ଏମିତି ପଢିବା start କରିଦେଲି ଖାଲି ଖାଲିଟାରେ video ଲମ୍ବା ହେଇଯିବ, but you can see the format how I'm taking those notes, and these are notes from a completely beginner's point of view. ବହୁତ ପୁରୁଣା notes, I had prepared them in like 2018 or 19, so କିଛି କିଛି fade ହେଇଗଲାଣି, color वगैरह पळेलाଣି, so pardon me for that, but this is the overall format of notes. ସେମିତି ଆମେ ଯଦି ଆଗକୁ ଯିବା ତ I always say कि constitution ର reading is needed with along with Lakshmikant and your NCERTs. So ଯାହା ବି ଆମେ ପଢୁ president, vice president, council of ministers, prime minister, and then later parliament, judiciary, ସବୁ ଜିନିଷର notes like you can see here. This is president, article 53 କଣ କହୁଛି, 54 କଣ କହୁଛି, 55 କଣ କହୁଛି. Then here comes vice president. Then later we have council of ministers, the attorney general, and duties of PM, conduct of business, everything article wise, all the important articles ମୁଁ ମୋ handwriting ରେ ନିଜେ ନିଜେ notes ବନେଇ ଦେଇଥିଲି. ଏମିତି ଆଗକୁ ଆହୁରି emergency ର notes ଅଛି ମୋ ପାଖରେ, judiciary ର notes ଅଛି, constitutional bodies ର notes ଅଛି, all in my own handwriting for revision during exam. So this is your phase 1 of note making. Okay. So handwritten notes दरकार for revisiting and summarizing later. Cover your optional fully at least once. Optional, you have to decide and you have to finish before December. At least one reading, at least one round, at least all the notes of all the chapters of paper 1 and paper 2. How to choose an optional? Basic thing. Check କରନ୍ତୁ ତାର material market ରେ available ଅଛି ନା ନାହିଁ. Check କରନ୍ତୁ ତାଙ୍କର teachers କିଏ market ରେ available, market ରେ ମାନେ industry ରେ who are the good teachers in that aspect. Materials, teachers, is it scoring or not, is it rewarded by OPSC and UPSC, and then finally, are some good sources and resources available on the internet for self study. Okay, so ଏଇ ତିନିଟା ଜିନିଷ ଉପରେ ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ decide କରିବାର ଅଛି ଆପଣଙ୍କ optional କଣ ରହିବ, and after that it also has to align with your own interest. So of course history is scoring, or rather history is interesting, but is it scoring? No. Anthropology is scoring, but is it your interest? No. So there are so many aspects to choosing optional, but once you drill down what optional I'm choosing, make sure you use this 5 months to complete the foundation notes, the basic notes of optional. For that you can watch or attend any coaching. YouTube रे available अच्छी videos, Telegram रे videos circulate होता है. Although I'm not a big fan of piracy, but mo student days रे सेटा करूଥିଲି. So if you can get those Telegram videos, go for it. Then whatever it is, paper 1, paper 2, chapter wise notes, it is required. More optional, personally, it was geography. So I'll show you some of my notes during of geography. This is development geography. I was a student of Shabbir sir, geography optional. Vajiram re karthili tanko pakhre. He now has his own institute called Educemi, and he's still the best teacher in the market for geography optional. So this is development geography, growth pole, growth center. Very technical for you, both technical ହେଇଯିବ, but these are the kind of notes that you will prepare in round 1 while you are studying on your own. Okay. ସେମିତି ମୁଁ ଯଦି ଏଠି ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ କ୍ଲାଇମେଟୋଲୋଜିର କିଛିଟା notes ଦେଖଉଛି. This is monsoons. This is climatologyର ଗୋଟେ part, monsoons. Um, yeah, so what I want you to see is the format. Content doesn't matter. This is not relevant for non-geography optional students. The format. It out a rough notes. These are the raw notes that you will make the first time in the first phase, that you are supposed to cover the syllabus and keep notes ready for revision later. Okay. So these kind of notes will be your round 1 notes during these 5 months. Suggested order, pick the one subject you think you are comfortable with. So of course you have to divide your day into 2 halves, optional and GS. GS re number 1, number 2 कौन first suggest, कौन first cover करेबी, if that is your question. and pick the one subject that you are comfortable with, that interests you, जो थे कि मजा लगे, जो थे कि track lose हो जाए time रो. So जदि मते history पसंद या जदि मते geography पसंद, तो I'll rather start with that than anything than say a boring subject for like for example like economy. Because ଯଦି ଇକୋନୋମି ମୁଁ ଫର୍ଷ୍ଟ 2 ଦିନ ପଢିଲା ପରେ ଥର୍ଡ ଡେ ମତେ ଯଦି ପଢିବାକୁ ଇଚ୍ଛା ହେଲାନି I'm like କଣ ଏତେ କନସେପ୍ଚୁଆଲ କିଛି ମୁଣ୍ଡରେ ପଶୁନି, so ଗୋଟେ ବ୍ରେକ୍ ଆସିଯିବ ମୋମେଣ୍ଟମ ରେ, that initial enthusiasm will wave off, will ପଳେଇବ. But if geography ମୋର favorite subject, geography ମୋ optional भी, या फिर polity ମୋ favorite subject and geography is my optional, I like both the subjects, so what I can do, polity ମୁଁ ପଢି ପଢି ଚାଲିବି, momentum build କରିବି. Basically this suggestion is because you need to build momentum. Okay, so momentum build କରିବା 20 दिन 25 दिन 30 दिन, and finally after 30 days you realize कि geography ରେ ଏପଟେ ମୋର ଦିଟା unit ସରିଗଲେଣି, Polity re epote moro maybe 10 or 15 units from syllabus have, I've just finished them just like that. And now I have momentum. Now I can, the feedback loop mind to generate hobo, motivate hebe apano ki, okay, now I am an aspirant. Now we are talking. This is what I wanted since day one. So momentum jaha apanku help karibo, you pick that order and order your subjects accordingly ki ei 5 months re what will be my flow of subjects. Number one, polity. Number two, geography. Number three, modern history. Number four, maybe environment. Number five, ancient and medieval history. And number six, economy. By the time you finish these five, even if economy is your least liked subject, you can at least, based on this momentum itself, अरे यार इतना कुछ कर लिया, अब यहाँ पे थोड़ी हार मानेंगे. Based on this momentum itself, you'll be able to finish economy on its own. Okay, so this is the idea behind phase one. Your foundation notes, your optional notes, just one round, but it's important you get started here without any delay. Okay, then come the next 3 months, the November to January. एठी आमे majority of the time mains काम ही करिबा, enrich करिबा जहां हम notes अछि ताकू summarize करिबा, ताकू synopsis format रे से notes जेहेतु एते pages रही जाय छी, geography optional रो base notes चारटा बही भलिया टोटल बनिबो जेतेबेले फर्स्ट राउंड रे बनिबा. तो ताकू मु अगेन चारटा बही रु गुट्टे बही फॉर्मेट को केमती आनिबी, जस्ट शॉर्ट समरीज लिखिकी, शॉर्ट नोट्स लिखिकी. So this is the phase for um yeah, this is the phase for reading mains oriented notes for GS. By mains oriented notes, what do I mean? I've always suggested the best free material available in the market is only IAS. So this is mains oriented material that I was talking about. Indian society mains oriented materials, and एथिरे जहाँ भी अच्छी content if you see syllabus wise अच्छी. See. I beg your pardon. तो syllabus wise अच्छी, syllabus wise अपन पढ़ी चलिबे. Now this is again a 200 page book. तार भी हमको notes बनियाको पड़िबो, so that हमें ताको revise करिबा, ताको questions संगे link करिबा and all those things. से notes केमती बनेबे, तो एई notes मु एई format रे नेइथिली जेतेबेले मु start करथिली. So I used everything during my time. Handwritten notes, typed notes, mind map notes, everything. मैंने मु सब through whatever best I felt at that moment, I used to follow those things. So this is salient features of Indian society, sourced from the same only IS book and some additional extra research from internet. Characteristics of Indian society, then salient features rate diversity. We are predominantly a rural society. What is our caste system? What is multiculturalism and pluralism? What is kinship? What is marriage? All these aspects you will learn when your turn comes, when you start. Then what is family? What are the functions? Why there is a breakdown in joint family system? This was a PYQ, so I had prepared some content on it, some answers. Progressive legislative measures in today's era, polygamy and widow remarriage, Navteej Singh judgment, all these are progressive ye. Then change in position of women in our society, in our families, and some miscellaneous aspects. Okay, take empty, next page. Yes, cultural, but diversity part, diversity of India. So religious diversity, languages, tribes, race and ethnicity, uh, factors for such diversity. What is unity in diversity? Factors leading to unity amidst diversity in India. Factors that threaten India's unity: regionalism and nativism, communalism, regional disparities, geographical isolation, interstate conflicts, non-state actors. So many factors. But these are your base notes जोटा कि आपनको बनेयाको पड़िबो, so that मोर जेतेबेले next revision करियार थिबो मु ओनली आईएस रे बही खोलिबिनी. this is my revision material. Mo nijo handwriting, mo nijo notes after hours of reading that book. Okay. So like this, I had notes for all aspects of Indian society. This is secularism, this is communalism, this is caste system, this is urbanization, all those aspects. Okay. So this is how you will start from. This is how you have to read your mains oriented notes, freely available on the net for GS. Only IAS शिवन सर को वेबसाइट रे भी आई थिंक बहुत सारा सोर्सेस अच्छी ताको भी आपण फॉलो करि परिबे whatever suits you choose pick one and pair some internet research with it, link PYQs with it and prepare your own content. Okay. If I can show you some additional aspects like inclusive growth, GS3 ର ଗୋଟେ topic ଅଛି inclusive growth. So inclusive growth ବୁଝିବା ପାଇଁ I first have to understand what is growth, what is development. So these are some notes on growth versus development. Okay. Then limitations of the concept of growth, then indicators of concept of growth. Then this was a PYQ 2015 rebasing of Indian GDP. Base year change ହେଇଥିଲା କି ଆମେ GDP को base year ଉପରେ calculate କରିବା आको डायरेक्ट मेन से ସେମାନେ ପଚାରି ଦେଇଥିଲେ ତ ତା ଉପରେ କିଛି notes, calculation of GDP in India, GVA versus GDP. All these are mains oriented aspects which have been asked previously. So I had prepared some notes. And then we come to inclusive growth. So here now we are not only making notes, we are also linking some PYQs, some previous year questions with inclusive growth. जहाँ भी चारि पांचटा questions अच्छी regarding this topic, जदि सेही चारि पांचटा topics उपरे ही आपण जदि ता उपरे केतेटा model answers बनेकी रखिदेले, after that whatever question comes from that topic you will be able to handle it. Sei through ही content बाहरिबो, sei through ही गोटे बहुत above average answer भी बाहरी जिबो. So what is inclusive growth? Has India been witnessing such a process? Analyze and suggest measures. This was a PYQ. So intro I have already written here. OECD ର ମୁଁ definition ଟା ଦେବି. Some stats ଦେବି. So ତା ପାଇଁ content ମୋ ପାଖରେ ready ଅଛି. These stats are outdated. This was done during my mains preparation for 2023 UPSC mains. Okay. So areas where India is witnessing. So all points already ମୁଁ ଯୋଗାଡ଼ିକି ରଖିଛି for my mains. Poverty alleviation, empowerment of marginalized sections. Every point re data, statistic, data. GS3 is all about data and statistics. Okay. Financial inclusion, energy security, social sector, some schemes, some graphs, everything. This after researching, of course. ये answers direct आपे आपे mind को तो आसिबनी. Articles पढ़िया पढ़िबो, Hindu, Express, some magazine, some EPW, anything that you feel like. Okay. Then where it is not visible, because question is, has India been witnessing such a growth process? तो आमे कहबा yes witnessing growth process. आमे also देखेबा no केतेटा जगह रे lacuna अछि, केतेटा जगह रे कमी अछि. तो ता ପାଇଁ points ready. Then एटा सिविल सर्व को content material मु पाइथिली तो तांकर way forward style एटा तांकर this is his trademark style माइन मा format से दियंती. ମୋ ପାଖରେ way forward ପାଇଁ more than 10 points ଅଛି. I'll just write any 5 in the exam. Okay. ଗୋଟେ conclusion ready. Then ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ question, intergenerational and intragenerational issues of equity related to inclusive growth. तार ଗୋଟେ answer ready. Okay. Then alternate question ଏଥିରେ କ'ଣ ଥିଲା ତାର ଗୋଟେ answer ready. So inclusive growth ପାଖରେ ମୋ ପାଇଁ enough content ଅଛି କି ଗୋଟେ question ଆସିଲେ inclusive growth ବିଷୟରେ ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ answer ବଢିଆ answer ଟେ ବନେଇ ଦେଇ ପାରିବି. Okay. So this is how your mains notes have to be made during these months. Create 1 to 2 pages synopsis or summary for revision and memorization. So this is what I was talking about. एक तो 1 pages आपने देखेली. So salient features 1 pager, communalism 1 pager, secularism 1 pager. ତା ଛଡା ଧରନ୍ତୁ optional ରେ ଯୋଉ ମୁଁ କହିଲି ଚାରିଟା ବହି ବନିବ geography notes ର first round ରେ ତାକୁ ମୁଁ one book को केमती नहीं क्या आसीबी से around 700 pages को या फिर 600 pages को ମୁଁ नहीं क्या आसीबी 100 pages को. How do I do that? So for that there is a very good way of synopsis making, note making. So for example, this is geographical thought, ଗୋଟେ chapter ଅଛି geography ରେ जहाँ भी notes ମୁଁ ସେଠି ଲେଖିଛି ତାର just micro version compressed in a very small space. Okay, this is a very again advanced technique of making a synopsis, making notes. So just the keywords, dualism तार कौन keyword एठी अब explanation लिखा हबनी, explanation मो notes रे अछि तो मो notes को गोटे one time दी थर धरन तो पढ़िबी after prelims and then during my final days this will be my revision sheet. तो एटा भी जदि आपण बनै की रखी दोचंती before prelims during this phase ताल तो सोने पे सुहागा. There is nothing like that. Nothing quite like that. Okay. So Immanuel Kant कौन कौन थी, determinism कौन थिला, possibilism कौन थिला, who was Frederick Ratzel, all these notes already done. Behavioral geography, humanistic geography, welfareist geography. So these are advanced, you know. So এই ସବୁ techniques को notice କରନ୍ତୁ. ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ hexagon, ସେଠି 6ଟା point या 6 names and some small annotations to help me connect with what was there in the original text. So eventually I had geography in 100 pages जोटा कि one day भिତରେ पसिकी भी मु revise करि पारथली. Okay, so this is the next stage of note making and preparation. So finishing optional plus linkage with PYQs. Yes, this is what I just showed. Link all GS notes to PYQs. Again, I showed ये जो inclusive growth रे notes linked to PYQs. Start memorization cycle using active recall. I can't stress this enough. Every video रे I use the term active recall. Instead of rereading and rote learning by doing, you know, behavioral geography, you have to create your own questions. What is behavioral geography? Who were some of the thinkers or who were some of the leaders during this time? What happened to other aspects of geography? And where did geography go from here? If these 4 questions I can write during this phase, then Tankori answers will be my revision. Okay, so active recall is your main thing. Tell me in the comment section if you want me to make a video on active recall and how to use active recall in this exam. Okay, so yeah, answer writing practice. Yes, answer writing practice, like I showed again, inclusive growth. But ethi apanunku gote answer bank bhi banayar achi. So see, in optional, at least 75% of the question paper is based on the PYQs. Either direct repetition, at least paper 1 with the both direct repetition way, and or something derived from some other question that was asked previously. Okay, 75%. But 25% questions are more or less new, and ସେଥିରେ ଛାଡ଼ିବାର ବି option ଥାଏ. Options दिया था, attempt any 2, attempt any 3, ସେଇଭଳିଆ ସବୁ options ଥାଏ. So you can be sure that କେତେଟା questions ତ ମୁଁ ଛାଡ଼ି ବି ପାରିବି. But ଯୋଉ questions ମତେ ଆସେ, ଯୋଉଗୁଡ଼ା already previous year ସାଙ୍ଗରେ connected ଅଛି, ସେଗୁଡ଼ା ଆପଣ ଛାଡ଼ିବେନି, because ତାର ଆପଣଙ୍କୁ answer banks ବନେଇକି ରଖିବାର ଅଛି. By answer banks I mean, again, my go-to thing is geography, so I'll show you the geography thing. So some question, what are the different measures of atmospheric humidity? Discuss relevance of relative humidity. It out a 2010 ର previous year question, which was at that time 30 marker. Okay, ମୁଁ ତାର ଗୋଟେ answer ବନେଇକି ରଖିଦେଲି. Okay, vision IS टू अपन confuse हुअन्तेनी. Rajendra Nagar थिला बेले, this was the copy that we used to get in the bookstore. So ସେଇ vision IS ଏଇଥିପାଇଁ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି, otherwise vision IS ରୁ ମୁଁ କେବେ କିଛି purchase କରିନି. ମୁଁ 26 ଙ୍କର ହିଁ student ଥିଲି at Vajira. Okay, so good answer ready on that question, good diagram ready, and compare and contrast tropical and temperate cyclones. 20 marker must have been asked in some year. Eta the GS Ruby question. Okay, good answer tapre ready. All these answers I had prepared beforehand only, um, before I hit the main stage. Of course, I had given multiple attempts to buy extra time thila to prepare to do this kind of work. If you can even finish such kind of work for maybe 50 or 60% of the previous year questions, the important previous year questions, then that will also help you a lot during your main stage. Okay, same I had done for ethics also. Yes, good ethics from pakhre answer bank thila. So this is laws and ethics. This is good of an individual is contained in the good of all. UPSC PYQ. What do you mean by this statement? How can this principle be implemented in public life? ସେଠି ବସିକି ଯେତେବେଳେ ଏଇ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନଟା ଆସିବ, ସେଠି ବସିକି ମୋ ପାଖରେ ଇଣ୍ଟ୍ରୋ ଭାବିବା ପାଇଁ, କନକ୍ଲୁଜନ ଭାବିବା ପାଇଁ, ପଏଣ୍ଟ ଭାବିବା ପାଇଁ ଟାଇମ ନାହିଁ. ତ ମୁଁ ଯଦି 100ଟା 150ଟା କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନର କଣ୍ଟେଣ୍ଟ ମୋ ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ ଅଛି, ଅଲରେଡି ପ୍ରିପେୟାର୍ଡ ଅଛି, ମୁଁ ଲେଖିକି ଆସିଛି, ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ କରିକି ଆସିଛି, ତ କିଛି ନୂଆ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ କେତେଟା ତ ରିପିଟ୍ ହବ, କିଛି ନୂଆ କ୍ୱେଶ୍ଚନ ଆସିଲେ ବି I will be able to handle it because ସେଇଭଳିଆ କଣ୍ଟେଣ୍ଟ ମୋ ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ ରଖିକି ଆସିଛି. So the African philosophy of Ubuntu and the Buddhist principle of Pratitya Samutpada. Ubuntu mane I am because we are. Pratitya Samutpada mane dependent arising. So we are dependent on others. And this is what the question is about. So I linked the question to some philosophies. Then I gave its meaning. What do you mean by this statement? So this is the meaning. Then what is collective good? What is individual good? A diagram. And how to implement it in public life, some points and a conclusion. Ready made already. Before hitting main stage, this content prepared and जस्ट केप्ट देयर कि हाँ प्रीलिम्स बस एक बार हो जाए भगवान, निकाल लेंगे मेंस, वो वाला कॉन्फिडेंस होना चाहिए आपके पास, ठीक है। Without commonly shared, okay, I'm not going to go into details, but these are some snapshots of the ready-made answers that I had, and I had actually uploaded this on the Telegram channel itself during the initial days, after which we started connecting on a much deeper level, you and I. Okay, so yeah, so this is about stage 2. Answer banks, एमती आपन optional पाई, GS पाई, answer bank बने के रखियार अछि. You can start reading newspapers and current affairs magazines during this stage. Yes, now that you are well aware कि syllabus रे कौन छी, how is it dynamic, what is the static part, start linking the newspaper content with your syllabus. Start reading a current affairs magazine, any national institute current affairs magazine, all of them do a brilliant job कि मैंने 19-20 का ही फर्क, बेसिक डिफरेंस नहीं. You can start reading a magazine, and you can start reading one newspaper at this stage, the Hindu or the Indian Express, whatever language you are comfortable with. Okay, then comes the prelims lab. Prelims lab re, you have to build accuracy, confidence, and recall speed through tests, PYQs, and ruthless revision. Prelims lab, already one round of notes done. Static notes already done. So prelims lab re, now say static notes को एमती पढ़ियार अछि कि prelims oriented manner रे मोरो content बाहरिबो. How? For that, you first have to do the PYQ analysis of 10 years of UPSC and OPSC prelims PYQs. OPSC is gradually moving towards UPSC. So आमे UPSC रो भी previous year questions देखिबा, OPSC रो भी previous year questions देखिबा. In fact, UPSC रो आउ भी जो exams हुए, CDS हेगला, CAPF हेगला, NDA हेगला, all these exams रो भी आमे previous year questions देखिबा to gauge कि गोटे particular topic रो fundamental right, article 19, article 17, article 16 रो कौन variety of questions गोटे state public service commission पचारि पारिबो. तो ये सबु पई जिते wide variety of प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस को आपण देखिबे, जिते एनालाइज करिवे, सेते ज्यादा आपण माइंड विल गेट ओरिएंटेड, योर माइंड विल गेट कंडीशनड कि हाँ ठीक अछि, ए टॉपिक को मते एमिति फॉर्मेट रे पढियार अछि कि इफ दे आस्क एनी क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम दिस आई विल बी एबल टू हैंडल इट. एंड यू हैव टू डू दिस फर्स्ट before you start revising those for prelims. This has to be the number one thing during the maybe the first half of Feb, first 15 days. You do this stuff, and after that give yourself 10-day subject sprints. 10 days each subject 60 दिन last मास को रखिबे रिवीजन पाई. 10 days रे फिनिश करि चलिबे. आउ केतेटा एठु देन से जो फर्स्ट राउंड रो नोट्स आहुरी कंप्रेस हवा स्टार्ट हो. And what do I mean by that? For example, modern history of first round of notes, my first round of notes during modern history went up to 100 pages. Okay, but during my second round I brought it down to just about 30 pages. Okay, empty again, छोट छोट कंप्रेस करिकी गोटे गोटे पेज रे जिते इन्फॉर्मेशन मु फीड करि परिबी. कर्नाटिक वॉर्स, द फर्स्ट कर्नाटिक, द सेकंड कर्नाटिक वॉर, एंग्लो मैसूर वॉर, सेकंड एंग्लो मैसूर, थर्ड एंग्लो मैसूर, फोर्थ एंग्लो मैसूर, एंग्लो मराठा. Okay, Battle of Panipat, Subsidiary Alliance, Punjab, Anglo-Sikh Wars, Foreign Wars, Governor Generals, Hastings, Bentinck, Metcalfe, Cornwallis, कौन तांकर सब छोट छोट जिते कंप्रेस करि पारली एमती करिकी 30 pages 35 pages रे I had my notes. And then this was during my maybe the second attempt, but by the third attempt I had bought an iPad. And देखो iPad रे then गोटे अलगा type of notes बने start कली. So this is a timeline based note. So 1927 रे something happened. ସେଇଠି Delhi proposals होची, आगु बढ़िबा. Madras session रे something is happening. आगु बढ़िबा. Nehru report, तार important points, something is happening. Indian Independence League asla एठी, something is happening. Then Calcutta session रे something happened. Jinnah's 14 points एठी आसिला. And then finally এই जो 1926 ରୁ ନେଇକି 32 ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ଟେବଲ କନଫରେନ୍ସ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ବହୁତ ଜ୍यादा ନାରୋ ମାନେ ପିରିୟଡ ଅଫ ଟାଇମ ରେ ବହୁତ ଜିନିଷ ହେଇଯାଉଛି, ତ ତାକୁ ମୋ ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ ସବୁବେଳେ କନଫ୍ୟୁଜନ ରହୁଥିଲା. ତ ସାଇମନ କମିଶନ ସାଗା, ଆଇ ନେମ୍ଡ ଇଟ ସାଇମନ କମିଶନ ସାଗା. ठीक है, you know, my flair for some dramatics. Okay, so this is how I started taking my notes. And I also improvised in some other aspects. So this is the civil tribal uprisings, and each mapped to where it happened in very short format. Okay, the Wahhabi movement happened here, the Kuka movement happened in Punjab. Okay, the Bhil uprising in Maharashtra, the Ramosi uprising in Maharashtra, then some other miscellaneous movement जार कि एते माने ए जो spectrum रो जो summary page टा सेटा भी एठी रखी देइथली in case I miss some details here मते एठू देखा जिवो. Then this is Travancore रे कोन हेतला Polygar rebellion in Tamil Nadu. Okay, the Rampa rebellion एडी रामचंद्र जो एक्टर तारो भी अच्छी मो पाखरे एठी फोटो अच्छी जस्ट टू यू नो एक्टिव रिकॉल कला बेले कि रामपा रिबेलियन अंडर Alluri Sitaram Raju, RRR movie ro hero. Okay. Ho and Munda uprising, the coal mutiny. This is Eastern Ghats. This is Odisha. Odisha Re Paiko rebellion. This is Santhal Hul in Chota Nagpur, Jharkhand, and Ahom revolt in Assam. So this one page, my whole revision was being done from here. Some miscellaneous revolts जोड़ा से बॉर्डर मैप रे कवर ही पल्ला नहीं तारो एठी मु नोट्स बने देली. Okay. So anything you ask me from civilian tribal uprisings, I'll be able to handle it because ମୋ ପାଖରେ notes ଅଛି ସେଇପରି. Okay. So this is the format. ଏଇ stage ରେ ଏଇ ଭଳିଆ notes ବାହାରିଆ start ହବ. Okay. Same for geography, you will need a list of national parks. For economy, you will need some terminologies कि bond market कौन ये कौन. For environment, you will need ये जो IUCN status वगैरह and national parks वगैरह and all those stuff. IUCN status ର भी ମୋ ପାଖରେ ଗୋଟେ ନିଜର note ଅଛି. See, this is the IUCN status. ଗୋଟେ photo कौन से animal ର behavior कोठी ସେମାନେ मिलନ୍ତି and तार IUCN status. These are all the critically endangered animals. Then endangered animals, this is dhole, this is langur, this is Himalayan bear, this is hispid hare, this is Indian hog deer. Then आगु जिबा एमती all the list ମୁଁ ଏମତି PMFIS ବହିରୁ ନିଜେ ଦେଖିକି ମତେ basically notes ବନେଇବାରେ by after one time I started enjoying the process of note making. So please don't be surprised कि ଏତେ କିଏ କରେ करू नथिबे मते मजा लागे तो मु करूथली बिकॉज़ इवेंचुअली मते मोरी नोट्स पढियाको सबटु बेसी हेल्पफुल फील होतला मते को भी फॉरेन डाइजेस्टेड कंटेंट मटेरियल आई डिडंट लाइक. ओके. So that was about this stage. Daily MCQ drills, giving sectional mock tests, eventually attempting full length tests. ये तो सबको पता है. Everyone, you have to go for mocks. You have to join a test series. Questions practice कले ही तार application रे कोठी भूल होची एटा जणा पड़िबो. You have to keep a error log to track mistakes and revise the same. एटा मोर conceptual error हैला या एटा मते recall हैलानी या एटा मते timer pressure रे मु भूल कर देली because एतल normal time रे कली मु तो ठीक ही कली. Why did I commit a mistake in the exam? All these aspects will become clear after you give maybe beg your pardon again. So all these aspects will become clear after you give some 50-60 tests. Okay, both toppers kuanti 100, ke kuwe 10, ke kuwe 20. You find your own number. Jadi by the 10th, 15th test, your accuracy starts hitting those levels where you know ki ha prelims habaro chance achi. Really just stay at 25-30. Do multiple revisions because your brain already has developed that knack of solving MCQs. But even by the 30th test, the accuracy improve honi, 40-50 रहुची, then you need to increase your number of tests. It's all in the mind. कहा को एटा के बेसी दरकार पड़े practice कहा को automatically they're naturally aligned towards that process. Okay, so this was about your physics prelims lab. You do all these things, you will qualify prelims. There is absolutely no problem in that. एबे आपण भाबिबे सर जे जे 1000 जण वीडियो देखिबे कोन समस्त प्रीलिम्स क्वालिफाई करिवे. The point is सब 1000 जण ए जिंस करिवेनी. But do do you want to be the one who does not do this, or do you want to be that few 10-15 people who will go through the process? That you will decide, and then you come and tell me prelims hella ke hella. Okay. Then comes the stage 4, the last, the final stage, the holy PDF lab. Why the holy PDF lab? Holy PDF, all of you know. Control F, Momo na marli, and bharigala. That is the holy PDF, the eventual rank list. Holy PDF lab, why? If you play your cards well during this period, you can at least be sure कि 400, 500, 600 जो rank हो, good rank आसीଯିବ. So that it is a game of interview केते भलो हैला and rank अपन केते उठी पारुचंती. Okay. So the holy PDF lab, revise like a monk, write like a topper. So revise your entire GS stack 3 times. All the synopsis notes have already been made during phase 2. Whatever is not made, use the month of July only July to make those notes. Okay. July maximum August. half. Okay. Or rather June and maximum July ra half, because August actually main such. Okay. Last 45 days, any you have to give for test, revision, writing practice, test, revision. Okay. Mhm. Join or simulate a sectional full length test series. Yes, of course. Use the PDF kit for each paper subject. Model intros, conclusions, diagrams, data points, case studies, quotes, thinkers, reporters. এই ସବୁ ଜିନିଷର ଆପଣ ପାଖରେ ଗୋଟେ ରେଡିମେଡ୍ ବ୍ୟାଙ୍କ ରହିବା କଥା, ମିଳିଯାଏ. Most coaching institutes come out with what can be the data, what can be the case study, what can be this, what can be that. ୟା ଉପରେ ବେଶୀ କାମ କରିବାକୁ ପଡିବନି. Model intros and conclusions ରେ maybe you'll need to work कि हाँ जदि यही क्वेश्चन आसिला I should have 2 to 3 introductions ready. जदि सही क्वेश्चन आसिला I should have 4 to 5 2 to 3 conclusions ready. Okay. ତା ପାଇଁ you need to work, but ଯେତେ ଜଲ୍ଦି ଏ ସବୁ କାମ ସାରୁଛନ୍ତି ସେତେ ଜଲ୍ଦି ଆପଣ ଲାଷ୍ଟ କୁ ରିଭିଜନ ପାଇଁ ଟାଇମ୍ ରହିବ. Make your final value add sheets by updating and integrating current affairs. One A4 per subject for last day revision is gold. Okay. So so ଗୋଟେ ଗୋଟେ ପେଜ ରେ ମୋର ନୋଟ୍ସ ଆପଣ ଦେଖିଲେ ସେକ୍ୟୁଲାରିଜମ, ଗୋଟେ ପେଜ ରେ କାଷ୍ଟ, ଗୋଟେ ପେଜ ରେ କମ୍ୟୁନାଲିଜମ, ଗୋଟେ ପେଜ ରେ ରିଜନାଲିଜମ. Now towards the end, these 10 pages should also come down to maybe maximum 1 or 2 pages. How? I'll tell you in some other context, but you can gauge. ସେଇ ଯୋଉ ମୁଁ ଏଇ ଯୋଉ techniques ଗୁଡା ଦେଖେଇଲି, yeah, this one. Doing this, you can bring those notes also down to maximum 2 or 3 pages. Just keywords and some information to link those keywords to the brain, to the mind. Okay. Write 5 answers per day and 1 essay per week. This is your scoring engine. Refine tone, structure, and okay. So this is your mains preparation guide. All this will be comfortable, will be easy, will not be stressful if you have done your stuff here in phase 2. Otherwise, you are always playing catch up. हाँ, कुछ हुआ नहीं है, मेंस ऑप्शनल तैयार नहीं है, पेपर एक हुआ नहीं है, तो ठीक है, फिर इस बार आपका होगा भी नहीं. ठीक है, जितना आप नहीं है इस तरफ यूज करोगे, ସେତିକିଟା ଆପଣଙ୍କର ଏଠି କନଭର୍ଟ ହବ କି ହଁ ହେଲାନି, ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଆଟେମ୍ପ୍ଟ ଲାଗିବ. ଓକେ, ସୋ ଦ୍ୟାଟ୍ is up to you ki how you are using your time. Stage 5 is, of course, the IAS OAS lab. If you have already put your 1 foot inside the holy PDF, then this is where you have to work on yourself to work for the nation. Interview practice. For that, you will have to study, suppose, 2 newspapers. Okay. Study about your state, your district, your hobbies, your co-curricular activities, your extracurricular activities. All those things come here. आजकल तो AI आसिगलानी, तेणु interview preparation, in my opinion, has become easier. Just feed your CV to the AI, ask it to prepare a bank of questions, ask it to prepare a model set of answers. You tweak those answers according to how you, what kind of honesty you want to showcase there. I would say you should always be honest. Kichi seti artificial jinsa kale, there's always a chance dhara padibara, because you'll start fumbling, you'll come under pressure, you'll start sweating. Don't do that stuff. Okay. So if you work on yourself here, you have a golden chance to work for the nation. Yeah, Bisere, again, we'll talk in some other context, because that's a very later stage where only 2,500 or 3,000 people will make it. Okay. And that brings me to the end of this video. Um, I'm pretty sure I gave you a very good, at least some insights on how to go about this process. You again tell me what other videos do you want. Next, I'll come up with that optional video, how to cover any optional. I'll take geography as my base, but I'll extrapolate it to all other optionals ki emti kari habo ya semti kari habo. Okay. Do join our Telegram channel. City, we are running a free answer writing initiative. There's the link is in the description. You are free to join. I'll be uploading those discussion videos on YouTube also. And for any kind of query, you're free to contact us through text, through message. All contact details in the description down below. Like and subscribe to our channel. Stay connected to us. Until next video. Namaskar.